Hi, what's going on, guys? Echo, and this is something I haven't done it in a very long time, but this is a video of my first ever win in ALR. Now, I've had league race wins before in NHRL and I believe SNRS, but ALR is the one that I wanted to get that first win because it is such a competitive league with some amazing drivers, and it finally happened. I had so many problems with my internet on the day that this race occurred. All those on Virgin Media were really struggling, and I was kind of hoping it was going to get postponed, pushed back by a week. But now I'm kind of glad that um, it went ahead. But yeah, we are here in Singapore, and I didn't have the greatest of qualifying. I'll be honest, I did kind of mess up, but as you can see here, this is probably one of the best moments of the whole race. Side by side with DMAC, and none of us was giving up, and the fact that it was so clean through here, side by side, was amazing. So, DMAC, if you're watching this, because I will share this into the ALR group chat and Discord, then amazing driving, my friend. But yeah, this was a race I didn't expect to win. I'll be completely honest, and the fact that it came towards the end of the season is amazing. The fact that this could be the last F1 game on PlayStation 4, of course, it might not be now, because there are images of it being on PS4, of F1 23 being on PS4. But if this is the last one, then this is what a way to go. But yeah, ended lap 1, and we did all right. There's I can't say his name, but unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm still speechless, even after like 7-8 hours after the actual race. It was a very mixed bag, as we've got two drivers off. I think it's Mai's car, and Brooksy went off. I've got a bit of a rivalry with Brooksy, but it has turned into a friendly rivalry now, which is nice. But here we go then, side by side with Kiki, and I'll be honest, we had a little bit of argy-bargy. Not really much else I could have done there, unfortunately. But up into P3 then, and we get a little bit sideways there. But on to the next lap, it is a safety car, and the rain did start coming down, and we decided to go straight into the pits because it was going to get worse. So into the pits we come then, onto the intermediate tyres. And yeah, like I said, the rain was going to get worse. It was going to dry up to the end of the race. However, at one point it didn't go to plan, and you are going to see very soon. But smooth pit stop, 2.2 seconds. And thankfully everyone else came in. So that means then we are going to stay in P3 for now. We've got Gino ahead, of course. He's a very quick driver, so that's brilliant. TK as well, a couple of internet issues from him just because he's across the pond, so not really much I can say about that. But yeah, safety car is out. Someone did crash, I believe it was. Can't remember who it was, but yeah, safety car restart, and we are going to try and look for a move down the inside of TK, but it doesn't work. And at this point I was like, you know, I want to get past him because I know I'm quicker than him, but it's very difficult, especially in wet conditions. See, we've already got over a second lead from behind us. But yeah, P3 at the moment, I'm very happy with that. However, going on to the next lap, we do have a chance as TK gets all out of sorts there. Just probably too much wheel spin, as we're going to look for a move down the inside. And this is where now it has gone to wet conditions. And it was at this point I was on and ahhing on whether or not to stay out or pit for full wets. Now I knew that the track was going to become dry again eventually, but at the same time I didn't know how long it would take. And as you can hear, it was going to get lighter eventually. But going on towards lap 15, TK does pit. So that means then I am in the lead of this race. So it was at this point I was like, well, I've got to go for it now. can I get a... Can I do something here? Can I keep these inters going? And it got to the point where the wet tyre runners were so much quicker than me. And I knew that if I pit now, it's way too late, so I had to wait this out. I had to literally weather the storm out. But as you can see, the wet tyres were way too quick. And it was this point I was like, you know what, I was thinking that going into the pit, but I just wanted that option there just in case. But as you can see here, Sloppy Seconds does go down the inside. I wanted to fight, but I just couldn't. As you can see, look at that understeer. But I knew that if the track started drying up very, very soon, I'll be very good, because the tyres will be so much quicker. They'd have to go from the wets to the inters. And as you can see here, then we've got Marvski going round the outside here of this right-hander. Of course, next season it'll be straight on, I think. And yeah, call as you like. Well done from him. I didn't fight it too much. And yeah, down into P3. But I knew that as long as I could stay on these tyres, those ahead of me are going to have to pit. And as you can see here, this is where now the intermediates were the better tyre. And me and Marvski, good little battle there, side by side. But as you can see here now, the crossover from wets to inters have arrived. And yeah, back into first, because I think a few people did actually put into inters and I didn't catch it, I'm afraid, so I do apologise. But at this point I was like, yes, this is perfect. So let's wait this out. Hopefully it goes dry. If not, stay on the inters. And yeah, 14 seconds clear at the moment, which is amazing. But then a few laps later, the best news I've heard all day. It was time to go onto softs, and it was this point I was like, can I do it? Can I actually do the impossible? Can I win my first ever race in ALR? So we dive straight into the pits onto softs, because I knew the softs would last. The softs would last for about 8-9 laps, I'd say. I did not want to get a penalty going into the pits, because I knew that would probably mess me up. But here we go then. Into the pits we go. I believe Sloppy Seconds actually stayed out on the inters for another lap or so. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a very difficult one. But here we go then, onto the softs. We had to risk it. Mark even said, it's time for softs. It's time for softs, and here we go. But as you can see, the track was still a little bit damp. But because of the nature of the circuit, tyres were going to heat up fairly quickly. So then, can we do the impossible? Can we get our first win? We've got Marvski behind us still on the inters, and everyone else is now pitted to softs. There was a few towards the end, towards the back of the grid, that was on mediums as well, and they probably wasn't sure if the softs were going to last long. But it got to that point where, literally later on in that lap, you can see how much grip there was in this car, and we do take the race lead, what is 100% the race lead. And it was at this point I was like, right, just got to keep it on track, make no mistakes whatsoever. And yeah, I was just so nervous. Like, as soon as the lap counter started getting towards 31, I was like, my heart needs to just chill out, relax. But I was taking it that easy. As you can see, we did, to be fair, a few laps later actually, we didn't lose too much time, but it did get to the point where I was like, you know what, yeah, I got to just take it easy here. As you can see, it's now down to 6 seconds, but I'm going to leave you on the last lap by yourselves, and I will be back very soon. But here is the final lap to victory.
Final lap of the race. Confirmed.
Well, there we go then. Round the final corner. Didn't want to make any mistakes, but we're around the final corner. And I do win my first ever race. And it sucks that D-Mac's voice line came over the radio and not mine. Oh, and it was at this point I was just so happy. Now it's confirmation that I did win. That is the final result standings. I did finish, I think it was like about, for some reason, Sloppy Seconds decided to finish in 10th. I don't know why. Just because he's a reserve driver, you could have gotten the podium, my friend. But yeah, in the end, I won. It would have been by about 9-10 seconds, technically. But like I say, Sloppy Seconds decided to finish in 10th. But yeah, what a way to do it. And I'm so happy that I finally got my win in ALR. I want to say thank you to all the admins that have allowed me back in a few times. I've left and come back, and yeah, the last couple of weeks mentally I haven't been 100%, and they've been, you know, very nice. Well, let me have another week off last week. So yeah, but I want to say thank you to the admins. I want to say well done to every driver in ALR. Doesn't matter if it's in bronze, silver, gold, or if it's in the 100% league. I want to say that ALR is probably one of the best leagues that I've been in, and I've been in a couple, I've been in a few, but it's probably one of the nicest ones and probably the most fair ones as well. So yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, thank you ALR, and hope everyone has a good Easter. See ya.